Hailey Bieber's appearance at the Met Gala set social media ablaze, not because of what she wore, but because of how she looked. While the world's most influential stars floated down the iconic carpet with confidence and flair, Hailey seemed off. Something wasn't quite right. From the forced smiles to her noticeably tense body language, the night painted a different picture than her usual polished public persona. And fans across the globe couldn't help but wonder, what was really going on? Was it just a case of painful heels, or did the evening reveal deeper emotional strains in her marriage with Justin Bieber? The signs were all there, one awkward photo at a time. Today, on Celebrew, we dive deep into every look, every gesture, and every absence that turned this year's Met Gala into one of Hailey's most scrutinized nights ever. The Met Gala is more than just a fashion event. It's a cultural spectacle where celebrity couples are expected to make grand entrances. So, when Hailey arrived alone, the absence was loud. Her husband, Justin Bieber, was nowhere in sight. And while it's not unusual for some stars to attend solo, the context here made the silence deafening. The pair has had a long history of showing up together for major events. In fact, some of Hailey's most iconic red carpet moments were shared, alongside Justin. This year, however, the dynamic was different. Not only was Justin missing from the event, but he also remained completely silent about Hailey's appearance on social media. Instead of reposting photos or hyping his wife's look like he's done in the past, he spent the evening posting casual content, mostly centered around basketball. For many fans, this wasn't just an oversight, it felt deliberate. The lack of public support from her partner sparked a firestorm of speculation. Was there tension at home? Did they argue before the event? Was Justin intentionally distancing himself from the high society scene? Or was this his way of avoiding the spotlight? No one knows for sure, but for Hailey, stepping onto that carpet alone set the tone for the rest of a very uncomfortable evening. If a picture is worth 1,000 words, Hailey Bieber's face spoke volumes. Cameras caught her in multiple moments throughout the evening where she looked anything but thrilled. While others posed with ease and playfulness, Hailey seemed tense. Her expression caught somewhere between annoyance and fatigue. Social media exploded with reactions. Users flooded platforms like Twitter and TikTok with clips and photos of her, looking over it before the event even hit full stride. Her smile was tight, her eyes looked distant, and her posture lacked the confident ease she normally brings to red carpet events. Some fans speculated that she was simply tired. Others suggested she was frustrated with how the night was unfolding, but a significant portion of the internet began connecting dots between her demeanor and Justin's absence. The theory? Hailey wasn't just physically alone, she felt emotionally abandoned too. The internet can be ruthless, and soon her expressions became memes. Captions joked that she looked like she'd rather be anywhere else. And as each frame circulated, the public perception shifted from sympathy to critique. Was she ungrateful? Was she throwing shade at other guests? Or was something deeper going on behind those carefully winged eyes? Fashion is subjective, but the Met Gala demands spectacle. This year's theme embraced tailored elegance, and while many stars chose to push boundaries, Hailey's minimalist look didn't quite land. Some called it safe, others called it boring. But almost everyone agreed. It was forgettable. The dress itself wasn't necessarily bad. It was well-fitted, chic, and in line with Hailey's usual style. But this wasn't just any red carpet. This was the Met Gala, a stage where theatrical, statement-making fashion is the currency. Compared to the show-stopping ensembles of the evening, Hailey's outfit looked more like a cocktail dress than a couture moment. What was most confusing, though, was that Hailey has delivered in the past. Her prior Met Gala looks have garnered praise and cemented her as a modern fashion icon. So why the shift? Was she going for understated elegance? Was she just not feeling it this year? Or, more controversially, was she symbolically reflecting how she felt inside? Whatever the case, her look failed to dazzle. And in an environment where even the smallest style decision is dissected by millions, this misstep only amplified the overall tone of detachment she carried throughout the night. One moment captured by photographers added a shocking layer to Hailey's discomfort, her heels, or more specifically, how her feet were reacting to them. In a close-up photo that quickly went viral, Hailey's toes were seen clenching over the edge of her towering stilettos. It was the kind of detail that would go unnoticed in a casual setting, but not on the Met Gala carpet. The image sparked instant reactions, with fans wincing in sympathy and critics questioning her footwear choices. Hi, heels are part of the game, especially in haute couture fashion. But the visible pain added to the narrative that Hailey wasn't just emotionally miserable, she was physically suffering too. Body language experts even chimed in, analyzing the way she walked, stood, and posed. The conclusion? Hailey was likely in significant discomfort the entire night. Was this just another fashion casualty? Or did the poor choice in footwear symbolize the larger theme of the evening, looking perfect on the outside while struggling underneath it all? In a world where silence speaks louder than words, jewelry can shout. As fans zoomed in on Hailey's red carpet photos, attention quickly turned to her hands. More specifically, whether or not she was wearing her wedding ring. Some photos appeared to show her without it. Others were inconclusive. But the speculation quickly took root. For a couple constantly under public scrutiny, this tiny detail became a massive talking point. Was she intentionally leaving it off? Was it forgotten in the rush of getting dressed? Or was it a quiet protest against whatever might be happening behind closed doors? The fact that Justin wasn't there only made the theory grow. Fans started piecing together every appearance from the past few weeks, comparing jewelry, body language, and social media activity. In the absence of clear communication from either Bieber, the public created its own narrative, and it was one that painted a picture of a woman holding herself together while falling apart inside. One moment captured by photographers added a shocking layer to Hailey's discomfort: her heels, or more specifically, how her feet were reacting to them. In a close-up photo that quickly went viral, Hailey's toes were seen clenching over the edge of her towering stilettos. It was the kind of detail that would go unnoticed in a casual setting, but not on the Met Gala carpet. The image sparked instant reactions, with fans wincing in sympathy and critics questioning her footwear choices. Hi, heels are part of the game, especially in haute couture fashion. But the visible pain added to the narrative that Hailey wasn't just emotionally miserable, she was physically suffering too. Body language experts even chimed in, analyzing the way she walked, stood, and posed. The conclusion? Hailey was likely in significant discomfort the entire night. Was this just another fashion casualty? Or did the poor choice in footwear symbolize the larger theme of the evening, looking perfect on the outside, while struggling underneath it all? Perhaps the most controversial element of Hailey's Met Gala appearance wasn't her outfit or her expression. It was Justin Bieber's glaring absence and silence. As the fashion elite gathered under flashing cameras, Justin was nowhere to be seen. Instead, he spent the evening posting about basketball, casually engaging with fans online, and doing everything except acknowledging his wife's big moment. No shoutouts, no reposts, no proud partner energy. But this isn't new behavior. Justin has made it increasingly clear that he wants nothing to do with the spotlight. He's withdrawn from public events, limited his music releases, and kept a low profile, especially when it comes to high fashion affairs and industry obligations. For someone who grew up in front of cameras, it's clear he now resents that world. Meanwhile, Hailey appears to be diving in deeper. She shows up to every red carpet, lands every beauty campaign, and keeps her name buzzing in industry circles, often while leveraging the Bieber name. There's a growing sentiment online that Hailey continues to profit from the fame and access that comes from being Mrs. Bieber, even as Justin allegedly spirals behind the scenes. Fans have pointed out that while he distances himself from fame, she seems to chase it, frequently showing up to events alone and acting as the public-facing half of their brand. More troubling is the perception that while Hailey is smiling for the cameras, Justin might be suffering in silence. Speculation about his mental health has increased, with insiders suggesting he's not in the best place emotionally. And yet, Hailey continues business as usual. No visible pause, no sign of prioritizing his needs over public appearances. This contrast is creating a rift in public opinion. Is Hailey helping her husband behind closed doors, or has she chosen personal branding over partnership? The Met Gala made that tension impossible to ignore. Every Met Gala has a centerpiece moment, a cultural mic drop that defines the night. This year, that honor went to Rihanna, who revealed her third pregnancy in the most casual yet iconic way possible. Wearing a sweatshirt hours before the event, then emerging like royalty on the carpet, Rihanna stole every headline before Hailey even had a chance to pose. And she wasn't the only one. Other stars made bold entrances, debuting jaw-dropping looks or arriving with dramatic flair. From Cardi B's monochrome drama to Jenna Ortega's tailored masterpiece, the carpet was buzzing with energy. Against that backdrop, Hailey's look and mood felt muted. There's no doubt that being overshadowed can sting, especially when you're used to commanding attention. And it's possible that this too played a role in Hailey's discontent. For someone who has built her brand on presence, this year's Met Gala was a reminder that attention can be fleeting, and that the spotlight doesn't always wait. Looking back at Hailey's previous Met Gala appearances, there's an undeniable difference. She's walked that carpet before with swagger, confidence, and style. Whether it was her all-pink ensemble, her sleek bob haircut, or her jaw-dropping Saint Laurent look. Hailey has owned this event in years past, so why did she look so different this year? Was it exhaustion? Was she fed up with the constant pressure? Or was it a more personal unraveling taking place behind the scenes? Comparing past photos reveals more than just fashion evolution, it shows a shift in energy. Hailey used to beam on the carpet. This year, she braced herself. Sometimes the most powerful stories are told in silence, and Hailey's transformation from Met Gala darling to visibly miserable attendee speaks volumes. Once the photos hit the internet, the takes came in hot. Some fans rushed to her defense, noting the pressure she must be under, the pain of those heels, and the absence of her husband. But others weren't so kind. Comments labeled her cold, arrogant, or checked out. Memes showed her grimacing beside captions like, "When you realize you left your man at home watching basketball?" The court of public opinion had rendered its verdict, and it wasn't unanimous. It's moments like these that show just how tough it is to be in the spotlight. Every smile, or lack thereof, is dissected. Every fashion choice is graded. And every expression becomes a talking point. Hailey didn't say a word that night, but the internet made sure her face did the talking for her. So, what did the Met Gala really expose? Was it just an off night? Or is something unraveling behind the curated perfection of Hailey's public image, whether it's cracks in her relationship, fatigue from fame, or emotional burnout? One thing is clear. This year's Met Gala wasn't just about fashion for Hailey, it was a reflection of something much deeper. She walked alone, smiled tightly, and left us all wondering what's next. Hailey Bieber's night at the Met Gala was supposed to be a moment of glamour, but instead, it became a moment of vulnerability, one captured in flashes and dissected in threads. In a sea of bold outfits and louder personalities, Hailey stood, out for all the wrong reasons, alone, tense, uncomfortable. The world watched her slip into something stylish, but behind the velvet ropes and paparazzi lights, we may have caught a rare glimpse of something raw and real. Is she okay? Only time will tell. This has been Celebrew, your source for the stories behind the photos, the whispers behind the glitz, and the reality behind the red carpet. Subscribe for more deep dives into the world of celebrity highs and very human lows.